All right, let me know if you guys can hear me here. I'm just going live, sort of impromptu here. Sort of waiting for people to come on because I'm just promoting this live as the Leica Q3 has been released. So if someone's on there, I see a couple of people coming in. Give me a thumbs up about the audio. Good morning, Linda from New York. Are you in right now? Can you hear me right? This is a new setup for me, and I'm in my rental apartment at the moment. I got dogs going bananas. And I'm just making sure. So give me a sounds good. All right, that's great to hear. So today I sort of teased this as a photography Q&A, so I maybe deceived you guys, but this is really the Leica Q3 live stream. So I'm going to go through the features and answer questions. But while you guys are here, members obviously get priority. So if you are a member and you want to ask me questions just photography related to general, that's great. I'd love to talk about the Leica Q3, but I'm open to answer a little bit of everything. As I'm waiting for questions to come in, you guys sit back, have a coffee, get yours set up nice, get comfortable, get cozy. We'll be here as long as it takes to answer your questions. But I'm also going to sort of promote this now while I'm doing this because I haven't been able to release this because of the embargo. So I kind of did a live stream and couldn't. Oh, so you checked it out. So Linda, yeah. So the Q3, I had it for a couple weeks before in Singapore. I've had this content. I did a little unboxing, and then I did sort of my fun in the field review of it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to show pictures because it was a pre-release model. I do have the files. I have looked at them. They are delicious. They were great files, really nice files at 60 megapixels, but it was a pre-release model. So with my NDA, I was not allowed to show any pictures. Um, I'm just promoting the live stream on here, you guys. So please ask me questions while you're here. Outside of the regular specs, which I'll go through in a minute, and the highlights for me, you can ask me my experience with it, or like I said, anything photography related is okay. But I'm excited about this camera. I think it's how's the low light performance on the Q3 Junichi? Great question. Thank you for being here. First of all, I found it fantastic. We to shoot at 100,000 ISO, that's a big deal. I shot with the M11, and obviously that's a little bit better in low light, but add the optical stabilization, the 1.7 lens, the new 28 millimeter on the Q3 has optical stabilization, and you add the 100,000 ISO. It's a beast. It's amazing. I didn't get a chance to test it like really hardcore in low light, just a little bit. I had about a day and a half with it, and I was playing around with that and the M11. So, comparing it to an M11 monochrome, tough because that camera is like really built for that. But yeah, I thought it was great, and just again those files. Oh, where do you really need 60 megapixels? Seems extreme. I do think it's extreme. I don't think you need 60 megapixels, but for most people, but it's nice to have it when you need it. So for me, if I had a picture that okay, so that new triple resolution technology. So let's just say I'm shooting a pro assignment. I might have my M as my main camera, or someone out there might have an SL2S as their main camera, SL2, and you want to back up, but you still want those files to match up. So, or you want to print, or you're out shooting landscape, and you're just like, hey, this might work for like a gigantic print. It's nice to have it. But I also love is that with that new triple resolution technology, you can scale down. So you want to shoot at 36, you can. You want to shoot at 18, you can. I'd probably shoot most of the time with that camera. I probably shoot mostly at the 36 megapixels, to be honest. But if there was an assignment and like let's just say I got a chance to get the cover of this assignment, that's a possibility. I might shoot 60. But yeah, 60 is going to slow down your workflow. You're going to need faster memory cards, more hard drives, faster computer. When I made the jump to medium format with the Hasselblad camera a while back, it clogged up my entire system. That sounds gross. You know what I mean? It clogged up my entire workflow system, my memory cards. I had to upgrade everything, so it's quite expensive. So does triple resolution mean 60 megapixels specifically? It means you can shoot at 60. It means you could dial in and shoot at 36. It means you shoot at 18 and you're still using the full capacity of the sensor. That's the way I understand it. I'm not like a really nerdy tech guy, but that's the way they explained it to me, and it makes sense to me because the files will be a lot smaller. How's my sorry you guys, this isn't my normal house right now. I've got a rental place. My wife and our house is under construction for 3 months, so I'm in this rental place. So I'm setting this up on the fly. I hope I look all right. I know it's not the best lighting situation. I can do better. The battery life compared to the Q2, that's a great question. So they claim, and I wasn't able to put it to a hardcore test side by side, but they claim 60% better battery performance. And I didn't have any issues. I mean, when I shoot you guys, I shoot a lot. Even if I'm shooting for something like this, I'm filming myself, I still shoot a lot. When I see something I like, I've taken, hundreds, if not thousands of pictures. I just kind of go nuts when I'm into something with a new camera or I like what I'm shooting. And yeah, the battery performance is fine. Ed Stone, good to see you on here. It was good to see they added the flippy screen, very useful. I wonder how the rest of the Leica community feel about it. Yeah, I think that's going to be a big talking point. And I think what they did is made a compromise on that flip screen of like not making it flip all the way out towards you, which I think was maybe a mistake for me. I think Leica is trying to go down the route of like maybe making this a little bit of a content creator camera, but not yet, or maybe they'll come out. I think my gut feeling, I have no inside information. I mean, I'm getting pre-release models and stuff. That's great, but I don't get inside information about what's in the pipeline. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you guys. No, but I think they are going to come out with a content creator camera soon. I just don't think this is it. Well, I'm not even streaming from my regular camera here. I'm streaming from this camera. I'm going to try to switch to my good camera. I just noticed I'm streaming from my stupid laptop camera when I've got this like nicer Sony camera set up over here. Anyway, looks all right. So yeah, the flippy screen. I think if they are staying with the heart and soul of photography first, which they did, they upgraded the video capabilities, but it's still a photography first camera for street photography to have the flip screen. I didn't mind it, to be honest. Like I don't expect it to be that like design perfection like the M, but it's still beautiful to hold. I didn't mind it. It didn't feel like a cheaper camera with the flippy screen, and I liked it. You know, it comes in handy. I did a whole little bit about it where I'm jump around, but honestly, as you get older and your back hurts, you don't want to bend down as much. You don't want to always get as dirty. I still don't mind getting dirty, but still, like just to have that flip screen, I enjoyed using it. And once you use it for a bit, it's kind of hard to go back. Let's see, guys. Keep the questions coming in. I just haven't really got a chance to actually promote that I'm doing this, and I wonder if I could switch screens mid. I mean, switch cameras mid. I guess it's no big deal. We'll stick with the audio from here. Sorry. I mean, I had a whole microphone set up over here, you guys. I got this, and it's not even working. I thought I was streaming with this. I got a USB-C stream set up here, microphone, and you guys will listen to my crappy audio from my laptop. Sorry about that. I hope it's still okay. But then I do think that the Leica community, some hardcore people will be a little bit upset about it. But I go Leica design first, so I don't know. It didn't bother me, honestly. It didn't, and it's useful. I feel like the Q2, it's playful. You know, it's a playful camera. I like to use it for travel stuff. I like to use it for everyday stuff. But now that you can now with the professional features, the focusing being better, and having that 60 megapixels and having that triple resolution technology, it's versatile. You know, it's a weird thing to say as a second camera that it's like a $6,500 second camera. Sounds weird, but once you're in the Leica system, honestly, you don't want to go back. So transitioning like from an M in your hand to that out of your bag doesn't feel so bad, or spending a day with the Q3 rather than a day with the M, it feels similar. It's not obviously as beautiful as the M, but it's pretty damn close, and does have some fun features. It's like the M's less serious, more fun little brother. Kind of what I am to my family, I think. What's the price point? Yeah, good question. It was tough because they were telling me different things about the price. And you guys, I am going to link you right now because I actually wrote a blog. You know, I didn't know people still did that, but I do it. And so I wrote a blog with even more in-depth details here, and I just was allowed to release that too. So you guys will be the first to read it. It's live exactly right now. I'm going to link that in the comment section right now, where it's got the price, it's got my deeper take on it. So if you don't mind reading, I also have two like I have the full unboxing video, which those aren't as sexy, but it goes through everything that comes in it, and I tried to make it as sexy as I can. Being unsexy and an unboxing video, it's not going to be that sexy. But I also did do a fun, in the field review of it, which you could just see on my YouTube channel. I got two right up there. Okay, so let me now I can talk about the price because it wasn't available when I had it there. I believe we were looking at $6,500. Here's the link, you guys. Just check the comment section right now. This is the link, and this has all the content on it. This has my unboxing video, a link to that. It has my full written review, my final thoughts on it, and it gets a little bit deeper into my feeling. Yeah, 6,500 para in the Philippines. Good to have people in the Philippines. You guys, give me a shout in the comment section where you're coming in from. I know we got the US. I know we got the Philippines in there. Where else are we coming in from? I'd love to see. Can you show some of your shots now that it's released? Yeah, unfortunately, no, because the model I had, they didn't feel was up to snuff. They didn't feel it. I guess it didn't have the exact firmware updates it needed. So I can't, according to that. And yeah, it's a bummer because like my channel, whenever I do a review, that's what I want the meat of it to be. I shouldn't say the meat as a vegetarian. That's what I want the tempeh to be, is to like the photos. I mean, I think that's where hopefully I can differentiate myself because I feel like I'm one of the few reviewers out there that works professionally as a photographer full time. And so when I test a camera, I test it as I would use it. Not knocking those guys, but kind of knocking those guys. But I feel like I can offer you guys something a little bit different there. Um, for me, I'm still obsessed with the Q2 reporter next to the M10D. Yeah, you know what? I have to agree with you, Linda. That Q2 reporter, that is one of the more beautiful. That hits that sweet spot for me of a practical and beautiful camera. It's not a ton more like some of the Leica treasures I've been reviewing, but I'd love to see what you guys think about my Leica treasure series where I'm, checking out these $10,000, $50,000 cameras. It's fun, they're not things I would normally buy or use, but the Leica Q2 reporter kind of hits that sweet spot of like, feels a little different, even though it's not completely limited, but they're running out of them now. But feels a little different, but it's still the Q2 at heart. But the design on that is very unique. I really dig it. I agree with you, Linda. That's one of my favorite cameras. Guillaume, and I can say your name finally after all those contest mishaps and talking to you. It's good to see you on here. I'd love to know how your project's working out. Um, oh, Paris in Dubai. I'm an Irishman in Dubai, but I live and work. So yeah, you totally threw me off. You're just trying to throw people off with your name, that in the Philippines, but you're an Irishman living in Dubai. Love it. I need to come up with the equivalent of that. Justin, no, I can't even come up with it right now. All right. I know it was pre-production, but you've played with it, with the files. Are they still a bit more sharpened than the M files, like on the M11? Yeah, I will look into that a little bit more because the M11 files again. I only use that camera for a day, so I would say they're very similar. It's kind of the same sensor, I believe, but it's very very similar to that. But I only use the M11 for a day, and that was a long time ago. I'm actually considering an upgrade to an M11 as my wife off camera is staring at me and saying, "Isn't that a $9,000 camera? And didn't we just renovate our entire house? And didn't we just?" Okay, I'm stopping. No, I'm not going to get any of those cameras. Maybe Leica will give me one with a no return date policy. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Married to a Filipino, but an ex-army in the Philippines. I love it. All right, cool. And by the way, all right, yeah, excellent. Right on. Cool. Yeah, so guys, like I did put that link in there to my actual blog. I know people don't normally do that, but like a funny little story about my trip to Leica Singapore. So I didn't know I was going to get access to this Q3, but I'm working with Leica Singapore. They're not even just like Southeast Asia, like this. They're like Asia's like headquarters. So that's where a lot of the new stuff comes in, the special items come in, and I have a relationship with sort of the big boss there now, and he's really nice to me. We had a great meeting. I feel like I don't want to speak on a line, but I feel like you can expect more content like this. I mean, this camera came out a couple weeks ahead of time. I was in Singapore to see Blackpink with my wife. Yes, Korean pop band. Yes, she's 10 years younger than me. Yes, I don't look like a guy that would be at Blackpink, and I did feel that way when I was there. But they put on a good show, and we still had fun. But while I was there, I did a lot of like a content. I tested out the M11 monochrome. I got a full episode coming on that, and they give me access to the Q3. So I think I'll do a lot more with that too. So now that all you guys are here and kind of asking questions, I ask questions while I'm doing this, but I also kind of want to talk a little bit just about my total experience with this camera. Great in the hand, similar to same exact design as a Q2. Adding that flip screen, I enjoyed that. Just having it and then not having it, going back to an M, yeah, it's kind of a bummer because it does come in handy even for stills, for like those stealthy street photography shots where you still need to get it right. You want to see the screen and make sure you got it right so you can make any adjustments you need to make, but you still, I don't know. I'm a sneaky shooter when I do street stuff sometimes. Sometimes if I'm doing assignment, I'm pretty bold and I just like get after it. But other times I don't want like not the confrontation, but it's just like I don't know. I kind of have fun with it. It's just kind of I like to see what I get away with. So other than that, files are great. I like the versatility of it. It was just like a fun camera to carry around with because it's a little bit lighter than most cameras. Because it's still like at that 28. I thought I would kind of be bummed out about that because I'm a 35 person. I still would prefer the 35, but I enjoyed it. I really just had fun. I mean, I was around the Gardens by the Bay, which is like this fun little like botanical garden, all sorts of stuff going on there, like the Skywalk Bridge. I just had fun shooting with it. So like as an everyday $6,500 everyday camera, I know obnoxious, but I don't know. Once you're used to a certain quality and a certain aesthetic, even for your everyday camera, you want something. that nice, and I just liked it. I think if you're an M shooter and you wanted to back up, for me, that would be a nice option. So emergency backup camera for assignments. I need autofocus for certain things. I want macro for certain things. It does offer a lot of things that the M doesn't. Again, the M will still be my main camera for personal projects, but if I'm shooting an assignment and something that's like, oh, I've got to get a food shot, I need this to line, I need to just nail this. I know I can nail. I could look at the pictures there. Love it. Got it. For that. But I enjoyed using it. I had fun using it. You don't need to carry a bag. That's a big thing for me. Sometimes you go around. It was so effing hot that day in Singapore. It's just like having a. I had my bag for like gear with me because I was filming myself. But like when I could just put it down and walk around with just that camera, it's just so nice around your neck, on your shoulder, in your hand. That design. Um, it's just like almost there. It's like 15% not as nicely designed as the M, and it doesn't feel manual. That's what I like about the M system. But I think that's kind of a perfect setup. If you're an M first person, Q3 is your backup and everyday camera and travel camera. If you're an SL person, professional fashion studio, commercial stuff, and then you want your fun camera, but the emergency you don't want to get two SL2s, it's another option there too. I enjoy that for that. So the other upgrades and better integration with the Apple ecosystem now, if you like using the app, I do. Their Photos app is surprisingly good. I mean, I use the Sony app for our commercial work, and it sucks. It does suck. I mean, it sucks. The new autofocus system, it's snappy, it works well. I didn't have any problems with the last one, but they are catching up to Sony there. It was fast, it worked well. I didn't shoot high-end sports, so I'm not going to claim that it's going to do well. Like if you photo, like race cars or other fast things. I don't know. I wouldn't say I can't attest to that, so it's not fair. Um, it does have that charging, the new wireless charging with the optional grip. I don't know if I need wireless charging. It's nice to have. That wasn't a sexy upgrade for me. Um, the let's see. Let me pull this up real quick here, guys. The lens upgrade, that was a big one. That's an underrated and understated upgrade there that you can focus now at 17 centimeters is nice. Like to just be able to get a little bit closer, and they're doing that with their new 35-ish vehicle and their new 35 Summilux and the 50 Summilux. To be able to focus closer, that's huge. If you want to get more creative shots, people's eyes, people's hands, craftsmen making stuff, animal shots, like when I'm doing details of animals, to be able to focus closer, that's actually a huge thing for me. It kind of slipped under the radar in their press release. It's in there, but for me, that's a feature that like that excites me more than a lot of other features. Um, Video capabilities, like I still don't think it's a video camera that's going to be great for anyone that wants to shoot professional, video work. Like, let's see, our Irishman in the Dubai with the wife and something. He shoots with an FX3, and yeah, I do too. We have an FX3 for our commercial work. I have Sony ZV-E1 for my sort of my personal vlog stuff, but I use FX3 for documentary stuff too. It's way better for video. They're not there yet. I mean, to have a screen and film yourself a vlog is one thing, but just all the other capabilities. But they are catching up. 8K, Apple ProRes, and the fact that you can now USB-C and HDMI can connect an external monitor. Like I know it's one of those things like Bravo, other cameras have been doing that for a long time at a cheaper price. So I still don't think I know they want to be video focused, and they're probably not happy for me to say that it's not there. It's an upgrade. It's just not like something I would buy as a video camera, but I would use it if I had it. I will test it to be fair. I think it's fair to like put it to the test. So I am going to talk to Leica about filming a video, and I'll give you guys a genuine feedback on that experience, and I'll take you along with me because I want to film something with whatever they think is their best video camera by the end of the year. I'm going to talk to them about getting a video, whatever if that's going to be the SL2S or who knows, man, SL3S, or maybe a camera we didn't even think of. And a video focus, I'd love to see how that performs with the Leica glass. That could be interesting. Again, if you're going to use M glass on it, it's tricky. Shooting video with manual focus, and I shoot animals. I mean, good luck. It's not easy. Yeah, I did, Linda. I do feel like you asked if it's the same weight as the Q2. It did feel about the same weight. Total specs, I don't know. It looks almost exactly the same except for that screen. Everything about it was the same. Um, let's see. Tegan asked, I think it's great for wider angles, but then the digital zoom for 50 doesn't have natural compression. What's your opinion? Yeah, if you consider this camera as your everyday camera, right, or travel camera, and 28's a good focal length, I think. 35 is still better for me because I feel like 28, it's like I get why they do it. More amateurs like a 28 because it feels easier, but wider is actually harder. If you really care filling a frame, wider is harder. So 28, again, just because they're competing with people like other cameras for that market for like amateurs, they just want wider. Everyone wants wider. I like to see the trend go back the other way. Cropping in on 50, 75, yeah, it'll work well. I just don't like to work that way. I like that it has the capabilities, but I'm just such a prime lens person that I like to like see it in real time and not crop in later. Do it the way I don't know. It's just my thing. Or even on my M10D where I can't see, I still like the frame lines. I like to know like that's a 35. I don't want to be cropping it later. You can if you're a person that I just don't like to post production to me is not a thing I enjoy. I don't. I enjoy being there. I enjoy being here with you guys too, but I like being out there as well. Let's see. I'm talking fast. Sorry. I do. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I wish it was a 35. I've talked to them about it, and I don't think it doesn't feel like it's going to happen because I feel like we're a minority of the 35 people. We're a loud minority, but we're not. It just isn't like the people that are into street photography. Like I feel like my people, you guys are 35 people, which I love, but I just feel like we're in the minority. That's why my channel has 15,000 followers, and like other photographers or reviewers will have like hundreds because more people like that kind of stuff. They want a more consumer type camera. 35, it's just so versatile. I love it. Yeah, again, but I get why they're doing it. 50 would be pretty bold, but I definitely don't see them doing 50. Maybe like I think it'd be cool if they actually said, okay, let's make the monochrome because I feel like the monochrome people would be the 35 of the 50 people. So make the Q3 monochrome a 50. I'll put in that note in the like and suggestion box. No, so you asked about wireless charging. No, you can't use a phone charger. It's going to be this little optional grip. I'm sure it's going to be ridiculously expensive. I'm not going to BS you guys there. I bet it is. And I feel like it's a little gimmicky. I don't think it's like awesome to have wireless charging, but I guess just to be able to lie it down if you're into that now. I mean, I have wireless charging for my iPhone. I end up plugging it anyways, just because it's nice to like. I'm still like a tactile person, so I don't know. Maybe they build some stuff around it. We'll see. Yes, if you can use your phone charger. I don't think so. How many of you guys love you guys ask me in the comment section if you think like 28, 35, or 50, what would you like? I bet you guys will be 35 people already 28. I wouldn't even be surprised if later they go with something even wider. But yeah, they did say it's like Apple certified now for iPad and an iPhone, meaning like when you transfer data, if you're the kind of person like take like it would be a fun camera to like check out with your iPads. Anyways, 10 times faster, they claim. So if you want to go out with like a light travel setup, that's kind of a cool thing. I've tried to experiment with that, like not taking my laptop, kind of in the same genre of taking a light camera, taking a light hardware, instead of your laptop, take an iPad or an iPad mini. I have an iPad mini and I love it, by the way. That could be a cool setup, or just going out for the day and shooting and you like really like an instant person. You want to post stuff all the time like I do. I don't know why I still have this other camera on. I could see it being useful for that. Their Photos app is good. Hasselblad is good, and that's the only two companies I've seen with a good photography app. I don't know. Maybe Nikon has a good one. I just never used it. Maybe Canon does. Never used it. But when I used to use their stuff a long time ago, or I've had to use it for different jobs, sucks. Really sucks. Sony app sucks. Menu system Sony sucks. Sony cameras though, versatile, autofocus, really good. So not completely knocking you, Sony. The GR, yeah. Yeah, you like that the 35 or 50. I know, like, if somehow they could find a way to just make it like 2 like, still have the fixed, but you could, like, just swap, like, rotate it into 35 50, that would be pretty badass. Fuji just upgraded their app, it seems pretty solid. That's good to hear. Yeah, there's a lot of Fuji crossover people like I also think that this camera could bring some people over, you know? I I'd like to see them just say, "Screw it with the video stuff," and I don't know, like and put that into or at least just make like a fun content creator type camera that fits that aesthetic. I don't know if that's a possibility. I bet they'll try. I hope they succeed when they do. I'm excited to kind of test that out. I'm also curious with you guys out there with all these releases coming out from Leica recently, like what do you want next? And what did you think of that M11 monochrome? I think for some people that just slid under the radar, but that's a beautiful camera. You know, I mean, it really is. I only used it for a day, and I'll do my full thoughts on that. But yeah, that's fun. It's fun at an expense, but it's fun. You know, and then you just think like, all right, the thing I don't like about the M11 monochrome is I'm a two max camera person. I don't want to carry three. So if I did a professional assignment, I just can't take it. It's just like it's voided for that. But for personal work, that's interesting. So if I go back and do the Northern White Rhino story and just be able to like, oh, today I'm just going to shoot black and white, or maybe I'll make the whole project or this side story, a sub story in black and white. That's kind of a cool option. The problem is like I have an assignment coming up for big NGO wildlife story. Like I couldn't take it on that because it's like they're just not going to accept black and white files. So that's what's kind of a bummer. Monochrome SL2. Oof. I don't know though, man. Why I don't see why I'd want the SL2 to be a monochrome. I just feel like like the SL2 is such a commercial camera. It's a great camera, don't get me wrong, but it's such a commercial camera and like you can't shoot black and white commercially. I mean, yeah, there's probably like a few handful of people that can get away with it, but not many. I don't know. Give me your argument there. I'd like to hear it. Shouldn't be a one-sided thing here. I think my gut tells me no. Talk me into why. Do you guys do me a favor if you can? If go click on my videos, comment on those videos. We've got to get my videos on the front page for Leica. The more I do that, the more I can give you exclusive new content when it comes out. Maybe next time I can premium. I don't know. They're pretty tight-lipped about it. I saw some people had their videos out an hour before me. I'm like, hey, why didn't they follow the embargo? I followed the rules. They didn't. I don't know what happened there, but oh well. But Leica Singapore, give them some love. If you can follow their Instagram account, they were great to me, loaning me the camera in store. I did like 4 or 5 treasure episodes. Sorry, I did 4 treasure things there. I reviewed their watch, the Royal Selangor camera. What a beautiful camera that is, an MP. I'm considering actually going like I think instead of the M11, I might be interested in an M6 or an older film camera. That might be kind of fun as my backup because then I could use it professionally. I mean, not for assignments. I need to do it right away, but I could throw black and white film in there if I want and color. That might be my alternative. So I might, but this camera, like the Q3, I'm so on the fence about it. I mean, like if I'm just gonna go wander out in the street, take my motorcycle out, go have a coffee, and wander around, that would be a fun camera to take with me. But I don't know. My It's got the M6. I had the old M6. That was the first like I ever had, and it made me fall in love. It was like a long relationship, but we broke up for like 15 years and then got back together. First trip ever, like a M6 in Venezuela, in Caracas. These guys in the streets, our first day there, dangerous time. This was like actually like 20 years ago. Guys tried to steal my friend's Holga camera, which, if you guys don't know, is like a $20 camera, and didn't try to steal my Leica, which I think my Leica I bought for like back then it wasn't that expensive. It was like $1,000 for that film camera, but they tried to steal his and not mine. I thought that was funny. I mean, my Hasselblad 500 was 1,000, but I can't remember. But it wasn't crazy expensive, and we won the fight luckily, and they never got away, but the cops were in on it, and he got his camera broke and mine was fine. Also, Leica can make a good weapon too. It's like a solid thing. It's like hitting someone with a brick if they try to mess with you. Although I don't encourage violence here. Oh, I see what you mean. Black and white movies. I mean, yeah, that could be interesting. You know, imagine I shot all by yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, I did just shoot the Rhino story in. I shot in color, but I shot it for black and white. So that has been taking me effing forever. I shouldn't swear on here. Can I swear? I guess I can swear. It's my channel, but I won't. I don't know if anyone's watching this with their kids in the background, but I won't swear. But yeah, I mean that would be interesting. That's a good point. But again, it's just how often can you use it? Oh, what was your favorite film? I'm the wrong person to ask, and I wish I knew more about cool film stocks and things like that. I used to shoot Tri-X and I enjoyed it, but I'd have to like I'd be diving back into that world. Oh, we do have some questions coming in, so more people popping on. I like this. I didn't promote this at all because I couldn't. The embargo was there till 9 o'clock my time, so I just kind of jumped on. I should try to promote this more, but I like this intimate group, so no need. How much bigger does a Q3 feel compared to the M11? That's a great question. Night waves, it does it let's say it's lighter. It feels a little bit flimsier because it's not that like thick metal. It still feels nice. It just doesn't feel as like tactile, if that makes sense. And it's not like how to describe, the M system. So my M10D is blocky, but I like it. It's like sharp edges, and whereas the Q is more curved, and it's still ergonomically nice in your hand because it has a little thumb, like sort of carved out part. I wish I could show you, but I'm back in Vietnam and let me take it with me as a pre-production model. But feels lighter, doesn't feel as big, but it's close. And the lens has a similar feel, if you were to have that same size lens on as an M lens. I mean, essentially, it's a Summilux 28 Summilux. So if you look at value that way, it's kind of nice. So it feels lighter, but it doesn't feel as tactile when you take a picture. It feels a little more like a digital camera. I know the M is a digital camera as well, but the M11 is, M10, all that, but it doesn't feel as digital. And the Leica Q feels more digital, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Yeah, it's a good so I don't know how to say your name, Satya Rod, maybe it's just Rod Satya. Rod, I'm gonna call you Rod. The SL2 with M lenses, I have used that. I used it in Kenya. I enjoyed that experience. That's a sweet spot because you could say, okay, I'm gonna use the SL with the M lenses for personal work, street photography, and it's not like that much bigger than the M. It's bigger, but not that much. And then if you needed to shoot commercially, you could throw on their SL lenses if you need autofocus. So that's a nice balance for people that shoot commercial and personal work that don't want to buy 12 Leicas. You just want one or two. But I kind of think that's the genius of Leicas. Like they're like Apple. You can kind of mix and match all these things, and you're in their ecosystem. You could never leave. You're stuck in there forever. I'm gonna read some more of your question. The eye focus is great. Yeah, really know where Leica. Yeah, it's a great question. I don't know where Leica could go next with the M system. Maybe just more close focusing lenses. I don't think they need to go anywhere next with the M system, to be honest. I think, they're trying to keep up and all these big releases that everyone else is releasing so many cameras so often. I think Leica on that system, slow down. Put your technology, put everything into the Q and the SL, slow down the M, just keep making it beautiful, make it timeless, update it every 4 years. I'm cool with that. I don't think they need to. I think that's the great thing about that camera. That's why I bought it. I don't want it to be upgraded. So I bought my M10D. That's why I spend that money because you don't need to buy a camera every 2 years. You're not chasing the features. You're just saying, okay, this is it. This camera turns on. Still nothing beats that M10D experience for me. I know for you guys that watch my channel and you guys that are members, you know how I feel about that camera. We're in love. It's just the simplicity of it. Every time I have to use a Sony for commercial work and then I go back to my Leica, I'm just like, this is it. It's like dating, and then you went back to the one you really love. Let's see. Other question. I'm not so excited about the flippy screen. Also, does not. Yeah, I'm not. Like I said, I enjoyed it though when I actually used it, the flip screen for just those holding low shots. But I've got a bad lower back. You guys might not, but just bending over and being a little secret. Let me check on the waterproof stuff. Not sure off the top of my head. Let's see. I had a question front. Let's see. Jeffrey. Jeffrey's been on the channel for a while. Jeffrey, thank you for the question here. Sorry it took me so long to get to it. I've had my original Q since 2015. I use it as my main camera. And you're right, 60 megapixels means a change in post-production workflow, which I would need to think about too. Yeah, it's an honest thing to think about. Like really, I never forget when I bought. Okay, the first time I went to like a high megapixel camera was I started doing hotels, and they're like, "Oh, we might need the option for billboards." So I had to buy 5D SR, which was their high megapixel. I think it was like 30. I can't remember, but it was a big jump, and all of a sudden, cards were slowing down, memory cards slowing down, and then the next big jump I did was the Hasselblad medium format camera, and since then I've gone down to the Sony A7R4 for commercial work. That's for different reasons. I still like the Hasselblad, so don't get me wrong there. Um, it's just that we shoot video, we shoot hybrid, we have different photography businesses for different things, and that was the most interchangeable and versatile system. But holy, yeah, that slowed down everything. The Hasselblad system was such an investment, and then you add the hard drive speeds, USB-C. You need everything to be fast, faster memory cards, faster. And my computer, I need to upgrade that, but a $4,000 computer, so it's like not just the price of the Hasselblad or not just the price it, but again, the Q3 scale it down if you want, scale it up if you can. If I'm shooting the Rhino story, it's such a rare access thing to shoot, so I would shoot at 60 megapixels. I get something good. That could be a giant print that I use for, could have been like an ad campaign print. So it's nice to have something there at 60. Why not, rather than 36? So I don't know. I like that you can switch it on the fly, just dial it in depending on what you're shooting. Sorry. Yeah, I see a lot of people ask about that M10D. I feel like they should bring it back. I feel like I've done a good job selling that camera because I'm into it. I think enough people once they really think about it, it's just a beauty. I just guess I didn't sell enough of it, or maybe you never know with Leica they could come out. Maybe they'll come out with an M. What actually would make sense is the M10D monochrome because it's just like it fits all the aesthetics on one that's like really going to slow down. You're not shooting for anyone else. I'm one of the rare people I think that actually shoots the M10D for professional assignment work. I'm pretty proud of that. It's a bold move. It's risky, but again, I just enjoy it. And once you get that focus down and you trust your exposures and you remember the basics of photography, yeah, it's a great camera to use. You guys, if you can take a minute, go over it, click on those videos. You don't even have to watch them, just let them run and just add like 3 questions. They can be stupid questions, but the more questions, the more engagement. We can beat all those like Petapixel and all those other people that do reviews that aren't nearly as cool as I am and nearly as cool. No, I'm kidding. But if you can take a minute, watch those videos, check it out, comment on my Instagram. I got a bunch of content on there. I released 2 videos at once because they asked me to do the unboxing. I said, I don't really do unboxing videos, so I'll do it kind of my way in the store. The lighting's terrible. Again, like those stores is hard. So then I shot the one in the field and had a lot of fun with that one. So I hope you like that. You guys get grab a glass of water. I'm gonna glass of water. Get a glass of water. Ask me some more questions. I'm here. I'm answering. My wife's watching TV. My dogs are looking at me funny because I'm not normally up talking this late. I'm usually just sort of chilling out. So ask me questions. Let me refill my glass of water, and I'm gonna promote this little Q&A as well. Oh, you got 2 new ones here. Also, for my channel members, I'm bringing the contest back. I'm bringing it back for everybody, but I'm gonna make something special for channel members. I haven't figured what that is yet, but I'm gonna do a contest where everyone's invited. We're gonna go back to that. I miss doing that. And I do have a little bit of announcement to make you guys as well. Like I am pushing to do more. I've been saying this for a bit, but like if you've been following my channel recently, a lot more content. So that means more members content coming out. And that means a lot more just content in general coming out. I'm going to Taiwan. I can tell you guys that are clicking on this. I'm going to go to Taiwan next week and I'm going to go check out a bag company there, Wotencraft. I'm going to interview the owners there. I'm going to test some bags out, take you guys on the streets. We're going to try to do a Leica journal with Leica Taiwan. They're going to give me a camera to take out for the day. That's the fun thing about the journal series. I hope you guys like that Kyoto one I did. That's what I'm going to start doing. Intercontinental's putting me up. So I do a little room tour for them. I include them in the video, but it's not pushy. It's not like I'm selling them. It's just organic. I like Intercontinental. I've been shooting them for years. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about that because those videos take up a lot of my time and I enjoy doing them, and I want to do more, but only if you guys like 'em. Actually, even if you don't like them, I'm gonna still do them because I'm having fun. No, but give me your feedback on that. I want to improve. I want to make those better for you guys, and I think this next one's gonna be even better. I hope I hope you feel the same. Whoa, we got someone that just bought an M11 today. Congratulations. Let me know, is that your first M? Is that your first Leica, or are you just upgrading? And if so, from what? I love this kind of stuff. Man, our Leica community is great. I actually was talking with so I was talking to the big boss in Leica Singapore about the Leica community. I was like, they're different, man. I know people say that we're kind of snobby and snooty or whatever, but I think we're different a cool way. I find that people on my channel that come and ask questions, they have a real passion for photography. It's not all the same. Some of us like animals, some of us like stories, street, but we all share that commonality in that we just love photography and can talk photography, and people have a soul. It's not like how to copy someone's pictures and win a contest. Like you guys are people like me. I dig that. Even the most of you guys are amateurs, but you have the same mentality. And the only reason I'm a pro and you're an amateur is just because I just decided to make it a career, but we both have the same passion for it. So I dig that. I really like that. And I've been doing my one-on-one sessions with a lot of you guys, and I'm just meeting like a lot of like-minded people, like-minded people. And I dig that. And I also like, I'm not trying to give the hard sell on Leica, but just being in Singapore, it was just cool to talk to them. I've worked with different camera companies. I had a TV show with Canon, and I don't want to badmouth anyone, but like they didn't care about my photography and my projects. I never had anything published about like real stories that I did, like deep stories about animals, about conservation, about the world, about people. Didn't care. Just want to sell cameras. Like it cares about my work, not just my work. If you go into a lot of their galleries, You can see they have like local photographers, international photographers. They have pictures up. They print pictures and have exhibitions. It's cool. All photography companies should do that. It's not so like commercial. I don't know. I know it's commercial. Some everyone is in some ways, but I just really enjoyed that about them. I've been to a lot of their stores recently, and like the people there can talk photography, and then the same with you guys. I know not everyone on here is a Leica person, but I imagine most of you are. Not everyone on my channel is a Leica person. I find the Fuji people are similar people as well, so I'm not separating them. And of course, there are people that shoot with other cameras. I've shot with all those ones, so like that. I just find the majority of people, I should say, just at least on my channel, have had like same vibe for photography, and I dig that. All right, let's see what people are saying here. Let's see. I was thinking about the Q monochrome for a while as it avoids conversion workflow. As I personally, I've got very used to 28. Yeah, I could see getting used to the 28. I could see the Q monochrome being good. I wouldn't get the Q2 because usually if you follow their system, the Q3 monochrome will be out. I don't know, a couple months. So I would wait for that. Um, Unless you just kind of want it as like a backup camera, or even wait for it and get the Q2 monochrome because it's pretty cheaper, I think. Like it's hold their value pretty well. Um, yeah, I don't know. The thing about the Q monochrome is I don't think hmm, it's an interesting proposition. I don't know. It's such a fun camera. Black and white feels more serious to me. Is that a weird thing to say? But I feel like it's oh, so we've got some information on this M11 purchaser. He currently owned the Q2 and borrowed an M11 from a shop for the weekend. It was such a yeah. That's the thing, man. I think like M first definitely for me, and Q backup, and I think once you go M will always be your lead camera. It's always going to be your better camera. I still think, yeah, I think that's a natural progression. Have a Q, get into the Leica family, then touch an M, and you'll never go back. I think. Uh, Unless you really just can't do autofocus. That's the only downside. On that note, like my eyesight's getting worse, man. It's gonna be 45 next week. Birthday presents can be shipped to me. I don't know, Vietnam, good luck, but I'll also just take just a heart in the comment section. I'm okay with that. I don't need physical gifts. My dad used to say it's not the thought that counts, it's the dollar value of the gifts. I always thought that was funny. But yeah, no, I don't know. If your eyesight's not great, then yeah, the Q's the other way to go. The SL's the way to go. But I still got it there. But shooting at 0.95 on a Noctilux, ugh. Brings up an interesting thing too. Someone had asked me recently. I had someone do a one-on-one session where they kind of did 50% of the time portfolio critique, and then the other half of the time they just wanted to kind of talk about gear and what they should use. And this guy was using the 50 Noctilux and was asking me my experience using it, and I said, "Yeah, it's a ridiculously expensive camera, but that with the M, it just felt like I know it's a little bit off topic, but it just felt like such a it doesn't fit the M system. It's so top heavy and so it's beautiful, but it kind of defeats the purpose of the M carrying it around. I think it could pair well with the SL and add the M adapter, but I don't know. I didn't. As much as it was fun using it, I don't think it. I'd just rather have the new 50 that they have. That's a beauty with that close focusing. I use that for a day too. I haven't talked about that yet. I'm not going to until that video comes out, but I use that new 50 and that's interesting. I am a Gemini. Yeah. Cool. Fellow Gemini out there. Does that mean you're dual person? A lot of people say you dual personality, so you have a good side and a bad side. Dual personality doesn't mean you have a good side and a bad side. You could have a good side and even better side. That's always my stupid argument there. But anyway, I think I do have some of the traits that Gemini has. I don't know. Hmm. Linda mentioned about the LFI magazine. That's a good point to bring up. If you ever go into Leica store, they've got all the back orders of the LFI. It is a beautiful magazine. There's great inspirational work in there. If you're a tactile person, you like to look at stuff in print, and that's the nice thing about the galleries. They have that. But buy a couple of those back ordered, the back issues of the LFI magazine. It's great. I love that magazine. Whenever I go into like a Hanoi store, I'm like, you guys dump any of these? I'll keep them. And I just collect. I really like that magazine a lot. Very, very underrated magazine. It's got their website too, and they're I don't know how it really works, like how related they are with that stuff. It's like different people when I've dealt with them, but they did an article about my work before, and I enjoyed them. But that magazine is yeah, it's pretty awesome. I just read your comment quickly and I laughed because I said I ordered that 50 Lux with it as well, and I thought you said you ordered a Rolex. I'm like, well, now you're talking about watches, but you ordered a Visiplex. All right, I see. I am gonna review the 50 Summilux. I did just test it out in Singapore. I asked them to borrow for my Leica journal. I asked them to surprise me. They don't always surprise me, by the way. So I sometimes know, but I try to have them surprise me. But I can kind of tell what they're going to give me because I give them a list of what I've shot with already for the series. And for those of you that don't know, again, I'm doing this Leica journal series. This is all my own stuff. Like it's not. They don't pay me. My brother's asking me, he's like, "What do you mean they pay?" They don't. I don't like to deal with that stuff. Like I like to just have my content, have my ideas, and film it, and we'll see where that goes. And I just asked them for their help. Will you loan me stuff, and I'll give it back to you, and that's it. I mean, it's cool. I am gonna work closely with them on pre-release stuff, like I said. But anyway, back to that. The 50, I didn't know they were gonna give me the 50 to use, the 50 Semilux, and I really did enjoy that lens. And I'm not a 50 person, but wow, it's a beautiful lens. I just want to use it more. Like I didn't get enough time with it, so maybe I'll take that. I think it's kind of worthy of its own separate journal. So maybe when I go to Taiwan, they'll give me that. We'll see. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I imagine most of you that are here for this live stream are subscribing. But again, like I said, a lot more content coming up in the next month on Leica stuff, but not just Leica stuff. I'm branching out. I'm doing some hotel travel-y stuff as well. You can tell me if you like that. It's more fun, but the heart and soul of my channel will still be photography. I'm just going to do a lot more content and take you guys out, and I'm going to give myself self assignments and like just kind of show you pictures. That's what I liked about the Kyoto episode. I got great feedback from you guys. If you haven't watched that episode, I think that's one of my best episodes. You guys let me know what you think. But I like a Kyoto journal. Go out, take pictures in real time, show you it, have my little Insta 360 camera, just kind of have fun. I'm not trying to sell you on anything. I never want to sell cameras. I just want to talk about them. So I'm not saying you should buy the Q3. I'm not saying you should not buy it or buy it. It's up to you. I just like to kind of talk about it. It's fun when new stuff comes out. Yeah, if you haven't been to Leica Kyoto, it is one of it's the coolest Leica store I've ever been to, and just Kyoto in general is great for street photography and travel photography. But that store was great. The guy didn't, if you watch the episode, the guy really, he was really cute about it, but he was like, "How do I know you're a real person?" I'm like, "Well, I'm a real person. You just don't know that I'm actually the guy I say I am." But he just couldn't wrap his head around like how a chubby guy with a black salt stained sweaty t-shirt and my black hat was like a Leica guy. He just kind of couldn't. Everyone was kind of dressed up in there, and I come in and I'm like, yeah, they've already agreed in Tokyo to give me 15 grand worth of equipment to take out for the day. You're just gonna have to trust me, dude. I'm like, but I know, and I showed him my photos on like the Leica Witness ad campaign. It's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, I'm legit, man. How do you think they referred me? I get in these funny situations. Maybe it's because I'm goofy. I don't know. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. When someone says your photos with the girls with the colors behind them was fantastic. I mean, that is kind of me in my element, and that's what I want to do more of. I just didn't know how to film it before, and now I do. I'm still tweaking it to make it better, but like I like to go out, and Hanoi is so great for that. So I just need to fall back in love with photographing Hanoi, and I think I will through this channel and through you guys. Is in my element as I go out, take pictures, I meet people, I get in fun situations, and I on the fly, I can share with you all my experience. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. Like I said in my channel intro and on my bio, I've shot over 100 assignments for New York Times and just about everyone else you could imagine. So I got a lot of little tips, a lot of different tricks, and I'm not deep in the business anymore. So I don't care about sharing. I like to share. I'm not competitive that way. I want people to get better. And more my tricks become easy to use, that means I'm stale. It means I need to get better. So I just want to share. On that note, little plug there. I do have my one-on-one class. Nah, you can check all that if you want. I do have my one-on-one classes, my mentorship program, all that kind of stuff. If you guys are interested, and that's been going really well too. Thank you guys for your support there. Um, let's see. Uh, Let me put a link, guys. Now that the some of you are new here, I just want to add this link again here to the full review of the Q3. You guys give a shout out. If you can follow the Leica Singapore Instagram account, that would be great. And you can tell them Justin sent you. All of you take a moment, take out your phones, go to Leica Singapore, just put Leica Singapore Instagram, just say Justin sent me. That would be cool. It'd be real cool because they were just great. I mean, if they're gonna keep loaning me stuff, that means we're gonna get some cool behind the scenes stuff, and we're gonna test it right and unfiltered and fun and show you pictures every other time. But this time, I think this was just a one-off thing that they couldn't show me pictures because it wasn't. I mean, I was there 2 weeks before the release date, and it must have been something that they were just working out. I couldn't see it in the files anywhere, but it must have just came from headquarters, like, hey, it's not quite ready. So I am going to share this Q3. So this is like all the content I'm gonna pile into videos now that I can release them on there too. So everything related to the Q3 now will be right here on this link I'm putting in. And again, go to Leica Singapore. And I'll know you guys really love me if you go into Leica Singapore Instagram account and you just say Justin sent me and give him some love and a follow. Any more questions, guys? I'm gonna wrap this up in about 5-10 minutes, but I'll take your questions as long as you got them. And then I gotta go promote all this new stuff. You can ask away right there, you guys. I'll answer. You can be off topic too. We don't have to just discuss Q3 or even just Leica. We can discuss other stuff. Bag stuff. Yeah, again, I'll be going to Taiwan to review that Wotencraft bags to show you their process, to interview the owner there. They're such a cool company. I'm excited to like share with you. They were the first sponsor I ever had, and it was so organic. It's like not one of these like, oh, I just want bags. It was like I like their bags. I use them. We were both like little kids about it. I was like, I like your bags. Can we somehow collaborate? The owner's like, yeah, I like your work. How? And I just said, well, can you just give me bags and I'll talk about it? I said, sure. And it's literally sent me every bag they had in stock. I showed up at my mom's house in Rhode Island. And I had like 10 bags, and they're expensive bags too. I didn't expect that much, but they're just super nice people. They never ask to check my stuff. They never say this, that, and the other thing. They blend well with Leicas too. I mean, they play nice. I wish they would sell them in Leica stores over Billingham's. Billingham's are like a little. They're nice. I'm not gonna say I've owned a Billingham bag. I sold it, but I had a Billingham bag. I've had several, but they're a little cocky, and they also do draw a lot of attention. Your Leica is gonna draw attention. You add the bag to it. Usually, Billingham has a Leica inside of it. So if you're in shady areas, which I've been to, look out. It's not a great combo. Whereas Wokencraft bags are a little more discreet, a little more low key, but still high quality. I'm selling them hard, but I just like their company. What was I gonna do here? I'm gonna update all that stuff. Any questions, guys? Last questions. I am here for you. Oh, coming in now. See, I asked you guys. I know you said Jeffrey. Oh, it reminds me of all of them. All in coffee. I had in coffee is a bit late for coffee time. But trying to say, yeah. At a crossroads of upgrading my original Q. If I'm only shooting street architecture, is the M11 or Q3 a smarter? Oh man. All right. I was gonna go, but now we're gonna get deep here. Original Q, so you're thinking about upgrading to a Q3 or an M11. Oof. It's so hard when I get this, like, when I ask people ask me on Instagram, like, this or that, and if I really don't know you, like, you can tell me what you shoot, but if I don't see your work and know your work, and it's not a plug for my one-hour sessions, but when I do that, I can know you better. So it's really hard to say. I could just say for me, if I had to pick one, M, and I'll tell you why. Because M would be okay, different lenses. I like a 50 sometimes. I still use the 35 most of the time, but I might want to dabble in a 50. I might want to use a 75 for a portrait. Um, it's still the M digital somehow still feels analog to me, which I like. It just feels like it's the shutter, it's the sharp edges. It all sounds bizarre when I hear myself say it. I know, but it's the weight of it. Um, It's like feels get deep. And no, I didn't drink it all tonight. No, I am getting deep, but it it feels like more pro, but it I don't know. It feels like more meaningful when I hold that, when I take a picture with it. I like the sounds of shutters. I like the way the shutter sounds. It's bizarre, but I do. I like the way it feels in my neck, my hands. I've talked about this extensively. And you can upgrade with other lenses. I mean, if you just fall out of love with a 28, you're kind of screwed. You get a 35, you fall in love with that, great, sell it, it holds its value, buy something else. Go to 28, get a 50. Or you want to add to the collection, expand, you can. I was just shooting casually, everyday stuff, didn't care about pro stuff, didn't ever think I'd print, wasn't gonna do any stories. Everyday carry camera and I could afford it, Q3. It's good for that. I guess street photography in general, like you just the kind of person that's gonna go out for like an hour here and there, I think you'll be fine with it. I mean, the quality, depending on which one you get, obviously, like the megapixels on the M11 compared to the visual Q, better quality, but Q3, yeah, same kind of quality. So I don't know. I guess I also really like how like the Q3 is pretty minimalistic, but I just like how minimalistic the M11 is. I mean, the for me it's M10D, but I'd probably eventually get an M11 because I'm gravitating to it. If I could figure out a way, it's a bold move. If I could shoot commercial work with an M11, that would be pretty awesome. It's just so hard if you consider models and autofocus. Sometimes you need it. Clients, if I don't know, maybe one day I'm just gonna say, screw it. This is what I shoot with, and just own it. Like I shoot with this. This is the downside. This is the upside. Take it or leave it. I don't know. I'm not that bold yet. I want to be. I need to be cooler. I need more. I have one neck tattoo. Maybe I need three neck tattoos, a cowboy hat, some sort of new look. I don't know. I feel like I could get something different if I did that, and I feel like it could be a better product. But I don't know if I have the energy to sell clients on it. If that makes sense. It's a great question. I don't know. I can't answer it for you. I wish I could. Do you think the focal length has been modified to be more 20? Oh, wait, let's see. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, some people have made that argument that it's more like a 25. It didn't feel that way. It felt like a pure 28. I don't know. What do you use for pro work? Great question. Okay, so here's my setup for pro work. Used to use a Hasselblad X1D system. Sold that because we do, like I told some of you guys before, do video. We do multiple stills projects. Sometimes I have a cinematographer. My wife could be directing something. They're shooting video. I'm shooting stills, doubling up on stuff. So crossover on lenses is important, and versatility is important. So we use a Sony system, A7R4 as our A camera, A7 is our B camera for stills, and then FX3 for our video A camera for documentary and commercial work attached to it. Run everything through Atmos and then attached to a Ronin. And then basically the A7 IV is the hybrid backup camera for both. So we only have to take three cameras on big shoots rather than four, because the idea that like two A cameras are going to go down is unlikely. So hope that makes sense. And then also Sony ZV-E1 for vlogging stuff and as an emergency backup for other things. So that's kind of that. And if we don't need super high megapixel A7R4, we can use the A7 IV for low light stuff. So it's a very versatile system. Personal work, New York Times assignment, NGO assignment, personal project work, Kindred Guardians, Rhino stuff, M10D, and my backup was an M10. Sold the M10 recently. Um, that's where this slot comes in, where I'm thinking Q3, thinking M11, debating monochrome. There's a lot to process right now. Probably do a whole breakdown video about that. So M10D is my go-to camera. I want to go take pictures for me, personal project that I have time to explore. I have time with the subject. We're talking not 1 or 2 days. We're talking weeks. That's my go-to camera. 35 millimeter, 75 and 135. And I do have a 20. I did get the 21 Leica lens for some travel stuff because I started doing New York Times assignments with that. I don't do a ton of New York Times assignments anymore, but if it's a travel story, I need one wide establishing shot. That's my go-to setup. So that's sort of my kit. It's a weird kit, right? Sony for that, and then like for that, I just can't get away with it for like, and I can't justify the fact that like if I need two of everything, Sony slash Sigma lenses is just so much more versatile, even for a high end video stuff. Or I have a big commercial shoot. Again, I can't talk about the client there. A lot of NDAs recently. I feel like everyone signs an NDA. By the way, I need you guys to sign an NDA. You can't talk about what I talked about. No, I'm just kidding. But that system again, just connecting with people overseas. You got a client in the US, I got to shoot tethered, just works well there. And versatility. If I need to rent lenses in other countries, makes it's not. I mean, not everyone needs all that stuff. So yeah, if I didn't need to shoot professionally for commercial work, I still romanticized about the SL2 system for commercial work, but we just do too much video and it just didn't make sense financially. Oh, thanks, man. I hope that was helpful. Yeah, the emotions there at the end. Yeah, that's it. You summed it up better than I did. I just think it is. I think if you want to buy a camera and not worry about upgrading it for 10 years, get an M. If you think, oh man, if you're the kind of person when that Q3 comes out and you like that, oh, this new autofocus, oh, this new wireless charging, those features interest you, get that. If you can afford to have both, I see the appeal of having both as well. That's why they're good at selling cameras. And again, it's a great camera. I am strongly considering it because I just need to find that. number 2 slot for me, but the M's gonna be number 1 for me. Oh, let's see. I shoot for clients, hotels, and resorts in Vietnam and plan to use the M11 and Q2 for that. Oh, are you coming after me? You doing the same thing? That's great. You shoot for clients and hotels and resorts. Are you really just teasing me, or you really do that? I love it if you do. That's great. Yeah, man. I think it's hard. Like if I was shooting, like I'm shooting model stuff. We're flying the models. We got a big shoot, big budget, all that. Like good for you to be able to shoot manual focus with that stuff. Like, it just depends on the clients and if corporate's in and they gotta be tethered in sometimes. I try not to shoot tethered for my lifestyle stuff. I don't 99% of the time, but there's a new client I shoot with that's a big one, so I have to shoot that. So it just wouldn't work in that regard. And the amount of just shot, like we're doing 7-day shoots, 14-day shoots, or 7-day stills, 4 days of video, or vice versa, doubling up. It's just so versatile to be able to swap in and out of everything. Let's see. Any other questions I missed here? Some of the questions, guys, I don't know, and that's why I'm not answering. I don't know all the tech stuff. I know I wish, more time with the camera would be great, but I did so much content there, so I just want to be transparent with you. I don't know every single tech question. I'm not the best person. I'm a good person to talk to about feel and files and what it's like to use in real life situations. Um, but yeah, let's see other questions. I heard that you can use Capture One for editing. You can get close to 24 millimeter shot. I don't know. Maybe that's kind of cool if you can. Uh, let's see. Does the new battery work for the Q2? It feels exactly the same. I'm not sure. I think it does, but it's double check me on that. But 60% better performance. That's a nice increase. It's not something they really like heavily marketed, so that's why I'm like, I was wondering about that as much as they did. I kind of like pried that out of them during my little review there. Last chance for question, guys, coming in. I'm gonna do more of these live streams. I enjoy them. Now that I got the setup here, next time I'll have my real camera so I can come in and at least 1080p and you can see all my wrinkles and all my imperfections because there's a lot of them as I get older. This is all those assignments in the hot sun in Southeast Asia. Look at all those wrinkles. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for this. This is fun. It was impromptu. We didn't get a ton of people, but I did a lot of questions. I'll take a few and more engaged than a lot, and no one's talking. So thank you. We're at a solid hour here. The Q3 is out. A lot of features. I was going to go through them one by one because I didn't think you guys would be asking questions, but you did. But highlights for me, I'll wrap up here if anyone watched all the way to the end. Things that stand out to me, that new triple sensor technology, 60 megapixels, 36 megapixels, 18 megapixels. I like that. New autofocus system, that new tiltable screen. Some people are going to hate it. I understand it. I didn't. I'm a big design person with Leica, but I did enjoy using it for street photography. It was fun to use. New autofocus system, like I said, that works really well. But I didn't have any problems when I tested out the Q2, and I'm a manual focus guy, so the standards there aren't that big of a deal for me. Um, Wireless charging, not that exciting to me. That close focal length on that 28 millimeter, that's cool to me. The 17 centimeters to be able to get closer, having the macro mode. Last one I had it too, but now you can get even closer. That's cool to me. Not how you think. Most people think insects, flowers, even products. I just think people's eyes, details, even food stuff for travel story, things like that. I like it for that. You guys check out both those episodes. Let me know, comment. The engagement helps. I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I'd like to tell you to like, share, and subscribe, but I imagine if you're here, you're already subscribed. You can join my channel, bonus content, a lot more content coming up. This is a big year for this channel, so stay tuned. It's all coming. There's a lot of cool stuff out there, and I love hearing your feedback. So just dump it on me in the comment section. All the compliments you want to give me. No, just tell, you don't have to be mean, but you have ideas, you have things you want me to work on. Let me know. I love to hear it. Love to hear from you guys. That's all for now, guys. Take it easy. A lot of love from Vietnam. Good night. 10:30 at night. That's my bedtime. I'm an old man. Peace.